Hey, this is Nathan with another review for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So I've got the box right here. I've got the camera out. I have been using it for a few months. So I do want to talk about, some pros and cons. I'm also going to share my story on it a little bit, just a few seconds. I'm not going to take hours of your time. Whole video is going to be maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. But before you buy this, I definitely want to share my thoughts on it and give it an honest review on what I think and how it's been working out for me. So to get started, this is the Pocket 4K Cinema Camera. This is the box that it comes in. It also does come with a copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio. So this is the little flyer thing that you get in there. You'll also get a little card in here. This is a little card that you would get, and on the back of that you'll have access to get a free copy of DaVinci Resolve Studio 18 actually, so it's updated. They just haven't updated the cards, and it is literally one of the top line video editing softwares that you get for free with this the camera. Okay, so that's really cool, and it's a really big benefit. Plus, it works fantastic with the raw coding that this camera puts out. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, so this is the camera box. So when you open it up, I want to show you just really quick what it's like when you first open up. All right, so there will be a power cable right here, and then there's going to be different adapters depending on countries or like power outlet types that you have. I obviously have my power setup plugged in over here, so I'm not going to be able to show that. I am using the United States adapter, but you can see that there's different adapters right here that comes with the box, as well as a USB-C to USB 3.0 adapter. And then when you move this out, the camera will be sitting right there, tucked nicely away. All right, so that is the box. It's a beautiful box. It's very efficient, and I actually really liked it. They did a good job with the boxing. Let's talk about the camera. So here is the camera, okay? It has a 5-inch touchscreen LCD on the back of it, which I absolutely love. I'm not gonna go over every single feature because if you're a camera buff, you can do the research, you can see everything there. I just want to talk about how I feel about it and whether I think you should get it or not, depending on what you're wanting to do. All right, so why did I get this? Well, first off, we wanted to do some real estate shooting, but I also saw that it has a HDMI output right here, so you can actually plug into HDMI. On my computer, I have an HDMI video capture card. So I was like, hey, you know what? This spits out 4K. And I can live stream 4K if I want from this. So that was a huge plus. And you've got a couple other adapters right here that you've got your USB. You can actually plug this camera into a portable USB SSD drive like this right here, right? I'll talk about this in another video. But you can just take that, you could attach it to like a 500 gigabyte or a 1 terabyte external SSD and just store as much video as you want, because we know 4K takes up a lot of space. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on. So right here you can see the touch screen. You can have all these options right here. Instead of having like a really confusing menu, like you can go through and you can set up like the recording, the file format, how big you want your files, what you're filming and all that. The customization on here is awesome. You can set up like monitors. It has dual tone audio recording, so you can actually record 2 channel sources. So right now you can see this moving. This is actually the front microphones. There is a left and a right, so you can have stereo audio, which is awesome. And then channel 1 I actually have set up for the 3.5 millimeter audio, which would be coming in right here through this little microphone setup. And that is the wireless lav mic that I have. Okay. So you can go ahead and set that up. There's a few other things that you can do. There's also presets. You can save presets and get custom LUTs to adapt to your video as you're recording. All right. Now, if you want to talk about the lens, this is a micro four thirds lens. So you will need micro four thirds lenses or a micro four thirds adapter. All right. Which right here, I have a micro thirds lens. You could just pop that off and it just snaps right in place. So pros and cons of this thing. As far as pros, I would say This thing, I mean, obviously it spits out really good quality content. I'm able to hook it straight into my computer, do live streaming with it, and it adapts extremely well. The raw video files that it spits out with the DaVinci Resolve Studio software, I can make some absolutely beautiful videos. This thing is great for real estate, for landscaping, for whatever you're doing. For me, I do video content online, so it's great for that. One thing that I'm not crazy about is it is built really, really well. It's heavy, so it's a little bulky. Some people think it's a little awkward of a shape. Honestly, it doesn't bother me that much because I usually use the Magic Rig system that I'll show you in another video. It clamps on here, and then I also have a handheld gyro mounts that you can stick on there. So I do have a gyro mount that I can walk around and hold it with, and that works out great. Anything else as far as pros or cons? Honestly, it's a great camera. If you're trying to get into, you know, like amateur videography or like cinematic work or anything like that, this camera is literally built for that. So I would definitely recommend it if you're wanting to get into that kind of stuff. Now, if you're wanting to get into photography, so if you're wanting to do photography, I wouldn't really recommend this camera specifically for photography. This is more of a video camera. It's built for video. It's designed for cinematic footage, 4K footage, film footage optimization. So as far as taking pictures and doing all that stuff, it can do it and it can do it well, but you're not going to get as good of quality as you could with other cameras that are specifically designed for photography. So all in all, pros for a video camera, this thing is awesome. Cons, it's not a great photographer camera if you're just wanting to go out and take pictures primarily. But if you're wanting an awesome camera for a ridiculously reasonable price, this is the one that I highly recommend.